When it comes to wild car wraps, outrageous customizations, and a garage full of pure madness, few names hit harder than Yianni from Yiannimize. Known for transforming celebrity rides, his personal collection is just as insane, and in this video we're diving deep into 10 of the craziest machines he actually owns. Let's kick things off with one of the loudest, wildest Lamborghinis ever made, the Aventador SVJ. Short for Super Veloce Jota, the SVJ is a track-focused version of the Aventador, and Yianni's is anything but low-key. Right off the bat, it's powered by a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12, sending out a brutal 759 horsepower and 531 pound-feet of torque. It launches from 0 to 60 in just 2.8 seconds and tops out at over 217 miles per hour. This isn't a car built to blend in. What really makes Yianni's SVJ stand out is the custom work, and no surprise there. As the founder of Yiannimize, wraps are his signature, and this one's finished in a black chrome gloss wrap that reflects light like a mirror. Paired with thin red pinstripes around the edges, it gives the car a sinister look, especially under direct lighting. Yianni also installed custom center lock wheels, painted matte black, giving it a cleaner race spec feel. The exhaust system has been reprogrammed for more aggression. He wanted something louder, crisper, and with more crackle on overrun. He's also blacked out the badges, replaced the factory carbon fiber splitter with an extended one, and added a subtle roof scoop just for visual drama. Inside, the cabin sticks close to factory spec but features a few personal tweaks. The red and black Alcantara interior matches the wrap theme, and he's added a custom plaque under the start button, engraved with the Yiannimize logo. This isn't just a performance monster, it's a rolling statement piece. When it was new, the SVJ came in at around 360,000 pounds, but with the custom work and current value, this one's likely pushing well over 420,000 pounds. It's loud, fast, and unapologetically bold, exactly what you'd expect from Yiannimize. Sliding from supercars to hyper-luxury, there's Yianni's fully customized Rolls-Royce Cullinan, a build that turns heads even before the V12 fires up. The Cullinan already stands as one of the most luxurious SUVs in the world, but Yiannimize took it further and made it his own. He started with a full satin white wrap, ditching the traditional polished look for something more aggressive and modern. The factory chrome accents were all blacked out, including the grille, window screens, and even the iconic Spirit of Ecstasy, giving the SUV a stealthy, clean contrast against the bright body. It rides on massive 24-inch black Forgiato wheels, which fill the arches and give the Cullinan a commanding stance on the road. Inside, the customization is even more over the top. Yianni had a custom star headliner installed, not just any starlight ceiling, but one that syncs with music using a special control module. The result? Every beat flashes across the roof like a miniature nightclub. The cabin also features bespoke leather stitching, piano black veneers, and a branded center console with the Yiannimize logo embossed just below the infotainment screen. Mechanically, it's still powered by the same 6.75-liter twin-turbocharged V12, making 563 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque, paired with Rolls-Royce's air suspension for that signature magic carpet ride. Despite the visual drama, performance is buttery smooth, fast when it needs to be, but silent and composed the rest of it. The base price of a Rolls-Royce Cullinan is around 350 grand, but with Yianni's upgrades and custom touches, the final cost easily pushes over 450 grand. Fun fact, Yianni's Cullinan wrap was so popular that several clients asked him to copy it, but he's kept the exact finish exclusive to his build. Then comes the Ferrari 488 Pista, Ferrari's hardcore track-focused version of the 488. This isn't your everyday Ferrari. It's lighter, louder, sharper, and was built to be driven like it's being chased around Monza. Stock, the Pista makes 710 horsepower from a 3.9-liter twin-turbo V8 and can sprint from 0 to 60 in under 2.9 seconds. But as expected, Yianni didn't leave this Pista stock. Right off the bat, the factory livery was replaced. Yianni gave the car a full satin gray wrap, deleting the factory racing stripe and adding gloss black and exposed carbon fiber accents around the mirrors, side skirts, and rear diffuser. It completely changed the car's presence, cleaner, meaner, and more in line with his stealth-styled builds. Performance-wise, he kept the engine untouched, because honestly, the Pista doesn't need tuning. But he did install a Novatec valved exhaust, which not only drops a few kilos, but gives the car that aggressive crackling note that the stock system can't match. The sound turns heads before the car even comes into view. He also added some carbon fiber aero upgrades, including front flicks and rear winglets that aren't just for looks. They actually help increase downforce at higher speeds. The wheels were swapped for a set of custom forged alloys with a matte black finish to match the darker aesthetic of the wrap. The Ferrari 488 Pista originally cost around 250,000 pounds, but with the Novatec exhaust, carbon additions, and wrap, Yianni's version easily edges past 280,000 pounds. And just when you thought he might take a breather, next up is one of the loudest SUVs on the planet. Literally. You're gonna hear it before you see it. Stay locked in. Moving on to one of the most usable supercars in his collection, the McLaren 720S. It's fast, lightweight, and surprisingly easy to live with, which is probably why it's one of the few cars Yianni actually drives often. The 720S packs a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that delivers 710 horsepower, allowing it to hit 0 to 60 in just 2.8 seconds. But what makes this car really stand out in his garage is the way it's been personalized. Yianni is known for switching wraps like people change outfits, and the 720S is no exception. It's gone from ice blue to gloss black, and most recently, he's gone with a stealthy matte gray finish, accented by black forged wheels and carbon fiber wing mirrors. It gives the car a low-key but aggressive look that fits the McLaren's sharp body lines. It's not just cosmetic either. The 720S is fitted with a 5-valve Tronic exhaust system, giving it a deeper, louder tone, especially when the valves are open. He's also had the suspension custom tuned to be better suited for daily driving on city roads, softening it just enough without losing performance. The interior features black Alcantara with orange contrast stitching, a nod to McLaren's original launch spec, but done in a way that fits Yianni's personal style. When new, the McLaren 720S cost around £220,000, but with all the modifications and wraps, his version easily edges closer to $250, and every pound shows. If drama had 4 doors and ran on V8 Fury, it'd be the Lamborghini Urus. And Yianni's take on it is far from subtle. This isn't just another luxury SUV, it's a head-turner that shouts from every angle. The base Urus already pushes out 641 horsepower from its 4-liter twin-turbo V8, making it one of the fastest SUVs on the market. 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds and a top speed north of 190 miles per hour. But in the world of Yianni, stock power is only the beginning, the real magic is in the styling. His Urus wears a full urban camo wrap, designed in-house and applied with military precision. It's aggressive, sharp, and looks like something out of a video game. He's also fitted a full carbon fiber widebody kit, giving the car a more planted, menacing stance. The suspension has been lowered, and it now sits on massive 23-inch custom-forged alloy wheels, finished in gloss black with machined edges. Inside, the theme continues. Yianni's gone for black leather upholstery with gray and white contrast stitching, echoing the exterior wrap. The cabin feels tight, sporty, and clean, with custom branding worked into the headrest and door cards. All in, a build like this can push well over £230,000, depending on the trim and aftermarket upgrades. But with this Urus, the goal isn't just speed, it's presence, and few cars own the road like this one. Still watching? Hit that like button and subscribe. It lets us keep bringing you insane builds like this, and trust us, the second half of Yianni's garage only gets wilder from here. Now we're on to the Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG, a must-have in any celebrity lineup, but in Yianni's hands, it's anything but standard. The G-Wagon is known for its boxy shape, military roots, and road presence, but what makes this one stand out is how far it's been taken in terms of customization. Yianni's G63 started off factory white, but that didn't last long. It now wears a satin olive green wrap, done at his own Yiannimize studio, giving the SUV a stealthy, aggressive look. The chrome trim has been fully blacked out, including the grille, badges, and window surrounds. Even the wheels were swapped for 23-inch gloss black multi-spokes, tucked tight under the wide arches. The entire look is purposeful, tough, and clean. Under the hood, it still packs the stock 4-liter twin-turbo V8, pushing out 577 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque, launching this tank from 0 to 60 in just over 4.5 seconds. But the side exit exhaust system? That's been reworked to sound even meaner. The crackles and pops are louder, sharper, and more aggressive, especially in Sport Plus mode. Inside, Yianni didn't stop either. The cabin features custom quilted leather seats, Alcantara headliner, and color-matched ambient lighting that changes depending on drive mode or mood. The digital cluster and infotainment have custom themes, and even the speaker grills are blacked out to match the interior. The base price of a new G63 is around £160,000, but with all of Yianni's upgrades, his build easily pushes well past $200,000. It's more than a luxury SUV, it's a personal statement, loud, bold, and completely one of a kind. Then there's the Audi RS6 Avant, a true sleeper and one of the most deceptively fast wagons on the road. It's the kind of car that looks like it belongs in a supermarket parking lot, but the moment you touch the throttle, it behaves like a full-blown supercar. Under the hood sits a 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 pushing out 591 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque, all delivered through Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system. From the factory, the RS6 can do 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds, which is crazy for a 5-door family car. But Yianni, being Yianni, didn't leave it stock. His RS6 has been given a full Yiannimize treatment, starting with a slick brushed aluminum wrap that gives the car a satin metallic finish and a hint of stealth. It's subtle, clean, and sharp, the kind of look that turns heads without screaming for attention. He's also added carbon fiber mirror caps, darkened rear taillights, and a blackout kit for the badges and trim. The wheels are custom finished 22-inch alloys in gloss black, paired with low-profile tires to complete the aggressive look. But the biggest change? A Stage 1 ECU tune, which bumps the power even further. Estimates suggest that it now makes around 700 horsepower. Inside, it's all high-end Audi luxury with sport touches, digital cockpit, Alcantara contrast stitching, and brushed metal trim. The base price of the RS6 Avant is around £110,000 in the UK, but with Yianni's wrap, tune, and mods, his version likely costs well over £130,000. It's fast, it's practical, and it's proof you don't need a low-slung coupe to smoke a Ferrari off the line. No high-performance garage is complete without a proper Porsche 911 Turbo S, and Yianni's version doesn't disappoint. Based on the 992 generation, this Turbo S is finished in a custom gloss metallic charcoal wrap, subtle but with enough sheen to turn heads. Of course, the wrap came straight from his own team at Yiannimize, and like most of his cars, it doesn't stay stock for long. Up front, it's fitted with a Tech Art carbon fiber splitter that gives the nose a lower, more aggressive stance. Custom alloy wheels blacked out with a satin finish fill the arches, while carbon side skirts run along the flanks. Around back, a Tech Art rear diffuser and extended wing add more aero and a proper motorsport feel. It's a sharp setup that keeps the Turbo S looking stealthy, but definitely not subtle to those who know. Inside, the build continues to balance luxury with sport. Black leather and Alcantara cover most of the interior, accented by yellow stitching to match the Porsche crest on the steering wheel and seat headrests. The start-stop switch and drive mode dial are both wrapped in yellow as well, a small but sharp touch that ties the whole cabin together. Under the rear deck lid sits a 3.8-liter twin-turbo flat 6 that puts out 640 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. With launch control, it'll hit 0 to 60 in just 2.6 seconds, quicker than most supercars. And despite all that speed, it's still daily drivable. A brand new 911 Turbo S starts at around $230,000, but with the custom work Yianni's done, his example likely pushes well beyond $270,000. Did you know the 911 Turbo S is so quick off the line that it beats the acceleration of a McLaren 720S, all while having a back seat? And then we get to the Range Rover Sport SVR. It might not be the fastest thing in Yianni's garage, but it's definitely one of the loudest, and that's saying something. The SVR is Land Rover's performance SUV, and from the moment you hear it start, you know it's not messing around. Yianni's SVR is fitted with a full Armytrix Valvetronic exhaust system, which means it can go from quiet to absolutely feral with the push of a button. When the valves are open, it spits and pops like a tuned rally car. Not bad for a big luxury SUV. That aggressive sound is paired with the gloss black wrap, applied by his own Yiannimize shop, of course. It gives the SVR a stealth look, but he breaks it up with a few subtle details. Red brake calipers, tinted taillights, and 22-inch satin black wheels that fill out the arches perfectly. Inside, it's all about comfort and style. The SVR comes standard with leather sports seats, but Yianni had his interior retrimmed with diamond-stitched black leather and Alcantara, adding a personal touch to the already high-end cabin. He's also known for upgrading the infotainment visuals and adding ambient lighting tweaks to match his preferred color tones. Despite all the wild hypercars in his fleet, the SVR is the one he actually drives the most. It's quick, 0 to 60 in just 4.3 seconds, thanks to the 5-liter supercharged V8 making 575 horsepower, but it's also practical. Room for 5, space for gear, and enough power to outrun most sports cars at a red light. The base price for an SVR hovers around £115,000, but with Yianni's mods, it's likely worth far more. A daily driver with real bite. Last but definitely not least is the BMW M4 Competition, the kind of car that shows how far a personal touch can go. While it might not come with a 7-figure price tag like some of the others in Yianni's garage, this one turns heads just as easily. The base price for a new M4 Competition in the UK starts around £80,000, but after everything he's added, this build easily pushes 6 figures. Yianni has given this car multiple makeovers. It first showed up in a clean gloss black, then switched to a sharp matte red before finally landing on one of its boldest looks yet, a color-shifting chameleon wrap that flips between deep purple, bronze, and green, depending on how the light hits it. It's one of the most striking wraps on the road, and a perfect example of what Yianni is known for. The body is fitted with a full carbon fiber aero kit, including a new front splitter, side skirts, rear diffuser, and a large carbon lip spoiler. It doesn't just look aggressive, it adds downforce too. Under the hood, the M4 already comes with a 503 horsepower twin-turbo inline-6, but Yianni upgraded the intake system for better airflow and added an M Performance exhaust, which gives the car a sharper throttle response and a deeper, throatier sound on acceleration. Inside, the cabin was left mostly stock, but features subtle accents like custom-stitched floor mats, carbon paddle shifters, and a custom wrap on the trim pieces to match the outside. It's proof that you don't need a $1 million hypercar to stand out, just the right mods, the right wrap, and a bit of creativity. Yianni's garage isn't just about horsepower, it's a showcase of how customization turns cars into rolling art. From bold wraps to performance tweaks, every build has a story. Which one would you take for a spin? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more insane collections coming your way.